If you are a teacher or student in a school and you suspect that bullying is happening, here are a couple things you can do to go about reporting it. First of all, you would want to tell someone in administration if you are a staff member, or as a student, tell an adult, guidance counselor, teacher, administrator, anyone that you feel comfortable with. That being said, you also, if you don't feel comfortable going to an adult or a person, we have forms, basically are the bullying reporting forms. They're all over the building. They're in the middle school, they're in the high school office, they're in the guidance office, and they're also on our school website, district website. Once you complete the form is turned into administration. And that doesn't matter if you complete the form with a guidance counselor, they will forward it to administration. If you complete it online, the form will be forwarded to that specific school's administration. Then when administration gets the form, there's a step-by-step process that anyone actually could see if they look at the form as to what will happen. It will involve an investigation in which we will talk to witnesses. We will talk to, first we'll talk to the person making the accusation. Then we will investigate, talk to witnesses, talk to the alleged person who is committing the bullying, usually last. And we get statements, details, basically what time they're interviewed. We keep notes, we have to document, make a report, and then depending on the outcome of the investigation, we complete the bottom part of the form. That may involve safety planning, it may involve a consequence, it always involves calling parents, and it's just on a case-by-case basis on how we move forward after the investigation.
So if we determine that there is bullying, then we would institute some restorative practices. First thing that would happen is that I would meet with the bully, and we would together figure out why they were doing what they were doing, what kind of harm was caused, and get some ideas about what we can do to make things right. Then we would want to have a circle conference. A restorative conference entails the perpetrator and the victim and school administrators, myself, parents, and some other student support for both the perpetrator and the victim. We would all have a meeting. We would sit in a circle and figure out together, collectively, what kind of harm has been done, and then all together we would figure out how we can repair that harm. Certainly there would be an apology, certainly there would be some other restorative work, and certainly the victim of the bullying would walk away feeling better about things. If people choose not to participate in a restorative process, then we go the traditional route, which is out of school suspensions and, if appropriate, call the police for harassment charges. We find restorative practices works better and gets better results.
If we do decide or find that it is an instance of bullying, we do need to, number one, notify all the parents involved.
There are some cases when it's totally appropriate to reach out to parents of the children who are doing the bullying and the young people that are being bullied. But there are also some times when it might be helpful to talk to the students who are involved more, before reaching out to a parent. And what I'm talking about specifically is, let's say that a student identifies as being gay or lesbian or trans, and their parents don't know. If you go to the parent and you say, your child is being bullied, did you know about this? They need help. And you tell them that they're being bullied because of their sexual orientation, and the parent doesn't know, you have then outed this young person. And doing that, although you have the best intentions, without the student knowing, can actually provide more stress for the student.
I couldn't give you a black and white scenario of this is what always happens if it's bullying, but there is always some type of consequence, and then there's always follow through, and it usually involves safety planning. The main goal is that the victim of the bullying feels safe, and we need to implement whatever steps necessary in the immediate moment to allow the student to feel safe. That could be them not being in the same class as this person, restrictions placed on the other person, even sometimes when we're doing the investigation. Because the main priority is that the person who claims they are being bullied they feel that way for some reason, and we need to make sure that they feel protected. Sometimes in these investigations, unfortunately, students feel as if nothing happened. Confidentiality prevents administration talking to even that student's parents about another student. We can't ever discuss specific consequences, discipline records about any other student. And sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's frustrating for parents who want to know what happened after the fact. In those rare cases where there are consequences, you can't discuss them with anybody. And sometimes it seems as if nothing happened, but in actuality it did. All consequences are documented. The one action they should always be a participant in is the interview process, because what I would say to students, if they ever turned in a form or filled out a form and they never are interviewed or never even talked to about the incident, they really need to follow through on that, either telling a parent or going to another staff member, because in every case they will be interviewed by administration to get their side of the story, even if they've already filled out the form. And in about over 90, and this is a good thing, I would say 95% of the time it's conflict, and kids really just not getting along, not reporting it right away or doing anything about it right away, and it escalates.
Most investigations into bullying accusations, it turns out it's not really bullying. Most of the time, it's just people being mean to each other.
Thank you for taking this time to consider what you can do to stand up against bullying and to support people that you see that are having trouble.